Arkansas football recruiting on fire. Now, I say that, right? I say that because they pick up a commitment from Bryce Stevens, who I want to get to first. But I want to underscore just what that means. It means that in this 2021 class, Arkansas has picked up commitments from the number 3, the number 5, the number 10, the number 11, and the number 13 recruits in the state of Oklahoma. Among them, right, Javian Hunt, of course, Juwan Parker, AJ Green, and now Bryce Stevens, right? Okay, so also in there, Solomon Wright. My goodness, we're talking about, we're talking about kids that, one, Oklahoma didn't necessarily go after or offer, except in the case of like AJ Green. We understand what that is, right? We get it. That's a kid that wanted to play running back. OU wanted a defensive back. And Sam Pittman said, I think you're running back. And he said, I think I'm going to Arkansas. But for the most part, not guys that were high on Oklahoma's list. Doesn't mean that they can't play. You know how I feel about kids in-state going to in-state schools. And that's where I want to get at this. Because while this is a tremendous look for Sam Pittman, who has decided to stamp out a footprint in the state of Oklahoma, it's a horrendous look for Oklahoma State and the University of Tulsa. Because these are exactly the kids that you should be going to get. These are exactly the kids that make up the backbone of your program, or should, right? Now, interesting observation by Coach Jones pops in here to ask recruiting questions every now and again. Said, look, yeah, they should be going to TU at Oklahoma State, but should you be coming into Oklahoma to get kids? Or should you be going to East Texas? Because Arkansas can recruit the hell out of East Texas. They can recruit the hell out of Northern Louisiana as well. To which now we're having a really good discussion, I think, about the value of high school football in Oklahoma and the value of high school football, particularly in East and North Texas. What I know is Mansfield comes up here and gets their head kicked in. Okay? Now, is Mansfield DeSoto? No. Is it Denton Geyer? No. But get the game schedule. Let's do it again. Let's run it back. Because I'll put Kirk Frederick's kids up against yours. I'll put David Alexander's kids up against yours. I'll sure as hell put Bill Blankenship's kids up against yours. Hell, I'll put Jonathan Brown's kids up against yours. Green Country puts out some players. And Bryce Stevens coming out of John Marshall is an example of what they're doing down there in Oklahoma City. 6 foot, 170 pounds. Made his announcement just after 3 on Sunday. Gonna play some wide receiver. And now when I look at the depth that Pittman is putting around some of his sophomores and juniors, I think, oh, all right, I can see it now. Because in addition to getting these kids in the 2021 class that rank inside the top 15 recruits in the state, he's also added guys like Levi Draper, who at one point, best defender in the state coming out of that 2017 class, right? You can make an argument that he was a better fit for what Oklahoma needed than Justin Broyles. And it was a kid that, if he did not have the shoulder injury, probably ends up where Kenneth Murray ends up, which is the first round of the NFL draft after 3 years. He's got that kind of talent. You know, now when you put him next to Bumper Pool in that 4.25 that Barry Odom's going to run, I get a little bit excited, right? Add to that, Miles Slusher probably going to play some safety over there with Jalen Catalon. Then, on the offensive side, y'all know that I love that veer and shoot, and I believe that Kendal Briles can get it going because his last name is Briles. I've seen too many dudes running this veer and shoot that just can't make it work on the regular. Not like they were making it work down at Baylor, all right? Then you add Felipe Franks, who is a slingshot, and an athlete with a cannon for an arm, or KJ Jefferson, or in a couple of years, Malik Hornsby, and now you see what I'm getting at, right? Trey Burke, Trey Knox, both of those dudes can play. And then you got perhaps the best tailback nobody talks about in the SEC, and Rakeem Boyd, he of Last Chance U. And then there's Pittman himself, right? Because hot sauce coaching the offensive line, I like it. Briles, I like it. Odom, I like it. What I love most is Sam Pittman, because the man wanted this job. It meant a great deal to him, and he's one of the most capable recruiters in college football. Why? He's a nice guy. He tells it to you straight. And his kids seem to develop. Like, you look at what they were doing at Georgia on the offensive line, and you see Sam Pittman's handiwork. You also know that the man is from the state of Oklahoma, and he believes in high school football in the state of Oklahoma. Hell, he damn near got Andrew Rame to go to Georgia, right? Andrew Rame, best offensive lineman since Creed Humphrey to come out of this state. Probably going to be that starting center for Bill Bedenbaugh here in a couple of years. I'm saying I believe Arkansas is building for 2021, 2022, okay? This year, throw it out. I said throw it out before they went to conference only. Now they don't even get to travel to Notre Dame. They don't even get that game against Nevada. Throw it out, right? You get to play Vanderbilt, maybe, right? We hope. And you get a W there. You get to play Texas A&M again. This time it'll be at Kyle Field. All right, maybe you can show something there. But when it comes to the class of the SEC West, Alabama, LSU, Auburn, you got some work to do. But Arkansas is also a place that loves football and has a tremendous following and is rabid for success. The thing that I love most about the state of Nebraska, state of Arkansas, state of Oklahoma is that the pro team is the flagship university. That's the pro team. It's always going to be the pro team. And people will shell out for it. And when you got the kind of money that they throwing out over there in Arkansas, when you got Walton Walmart family money, and you got a bunch of people that are so into this that they're willing to open record request the head coach's phone records, yeah, they want it, and they want it bad. And these kids have an opportunity to develop into outstanding players in the premier conference in college football. It's another reason I'm excited about guys like Juwan Parker, Solomon Wright, Bryce Stevens, AJ Green, Javian Hunt, all heading to Arkansas. Because those are kids that I think all deserve to play Power 5 football, right? Those are kids that I think can all play Power 5 football. But if you're the University of Tulsa, what are you doing? Like, I've said this from the moment I got this show. What's it going to take? You know, I'm going to talk about Kendal Daniels and Damond Parker here in a little bit. But what's it going to take? What's it going to take for Tulsa to go and get these kids that are going to Arkansas or Oklahoma State? And what is Mike Gundy doing? Did you pursue him or did you pursue him? Because it's one thing to offer a kid. It's another thing to recruit him. And what I know is that Sam Pittman is recruiting kids. That's what it's going to take to win. That's what it's going to take to build your program. And if 8-5 is good enough for you, Oklahoma State, fine. 4-8 ain't gonna help nobody. You know, like running track at TU, I ran 23 in like indoor meet, and I said, Coach, what you think? He said, 23 ain't gonna help us, RJ. Yeah, 23 ain't gonna help us. That's 4-8. 4-8 ain't gonna help us. Nah, we need something else entirely. All right.